For your math lesson today, we are going to be working on Topic 8, Lesson 2, Numbers Made with Tens. Our learning intention for today is I can show groups of 10 with connecting cubes. Let's get started. Our Solve and Share begins on page 329 in our Envisions Volume 2 workbook. Our Solve and Share says, how are 2 10s and 21s alike and different? Use cubes to show your answer. Not all of us will have cubes at home, so you can also complete this using your pencil. To show this, I can draw 2 long rectangles that look like the tens cubes we have at school. So on your paper, you don't have to make them green. You can just use your pencil to make 2 long tens. So this is 1, 2. And if I want to make 21s, this one might take me just a little bit longer. So I'm going to draw 20 of these little squares. At school, and maybe at home if you have them, they are tiny little cubes that you can use to represent your ones. And the tens are long sticks of little cubes connected. So here we'll draw 20 small cubes. And almost done. Now that I have both completed, let's look closely at them. How are they alike? Well, one of these is equal to 10, so 2 of them is equal to 20. I then have 20 squares here. These are both alike because they are both equal to 20. They are different because with the 2 10s, we just had to write 2 of the 10s. But with 21s, we had to draw 20 different squares. But they are still the same number. Now let's watch our short animated video to help us follow along the top of our workbook page 330.
Do you see a group of 10 in this picture? Yes, you can use 10 cubes to make one 10. Why is this called one 10? There are 10 cubes in one group.
10 ones equals 1 10.
How many groups of 10 are in this picture? There are 4 groups of 10. How many 10s are in this picture? There are 4 10s. How many 1s are in this picture?
Select your answer.
There are 4 10s, but are there any 1s? No, there are only 10s.
0. How can you tell? There are no leftover ones next to the 4 tens. You know that one 10 has 10 cubes. How can you find the number of cubes without counting each cube?
Let's try it. Drag the cubes to the mat to find out how many in all. Right now, there are 0. If I take a tens, it increases to 10, 20, 30, 40.
You can count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. There are 40 cubes in all. How do you know? 40 is the last number you said when you counted by tens. How are 4 tens and 0 ones the same as 40? The number 40 is made up of 4 tens and 0 ones. When you see only tens, you can count by tens to see how many cubes there are in all.
Now let's look at our guided practice, still on page 330. Our directions tell us to use cubes, count by tens, write the numbers. The first one has been completed for us. Let's see how they did it. Here we have 3 tens. In the blank, we write 3 tens and 0 ones is 30. Each of these have 10 cubes, 10, 20, 30. There are no extra cubes to represent the ones, so we have 30 total. For number 2, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. We have 5 tens and no ones, so we are going to write 0. 5 tens and 0 ones is equal to 50. Now let's look at your independent practice to see what it would like you to complete next. For page 331, the directions tell you to use cubes, count by tens, draw the cubes, and write the numbers. We will just be drawing our cubes since not everyone will have the cubes at home. At the top of the page, it gives you a helper. It has numbers 10 through 90, and it tells you how many tens are in the number, and also the number word. For numbers 3 through 6, it wants you to write what the number is, or tell how many tens and ones there are in a number. Let's do the first one together. It says 6 tens and 0 ones is blank. I can look up here and go to the number 60. It says 6 tens is equal to 60. In the number 60, in the ones place, there is a 0. In the tens place, there is a 6. 6 tens and 0 ones is equal to 60. I can show my work by making a tens. So I'm just going to draw a line to represent 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That is how you can show your work. Now I want you to complete numbers 4, 5, and 6. The number you are looking for may already be filled in for you, like on number 4. It wants to know how many 10s and how many 1s there are in the number 90. For number 5, it wants to know 8 10s and 0 1s makes up what number? And number 6 wants to know how many 10s and how many 1s are in the number 70. Now is a good time to pause the video so that you have time to work on those problems. When you press play, we are going to begin talking about number 7. Number 7 says number sense. Joey has 2 10s. He wants to trade the 10s for 1s. How many 1s should Joey get? For this problem, think of, here we have 10, and if you put them together, we have 20. If Joey were to trade these 2 10s for a lot of 1s pieces, how many 1 pieces would he get? Write the number in the blank for number 7. For our last page, page 332, we have to problem solve. It says solve the problems below. Number 8 says reasoning. There are 2 buses. 10 people are in each bus. How many people ride the buses? Count by 10s and draw a picture to solve. If there are 10 people in each bus, I can make 10 dots to show the people riding in the bus. Ten people in each bus. Now that there are 10 people in each bus, how many people ride the bus total? Count the total number of people in the buses, then write the answer in the blank for number 8. Number 9 says reasoning. George has 3 boxes of pens. 10 pens are in each box. How many pens does George have? So if George has 3 boxes, and there are 10 pens in each box, how many pens does George have total? Write your answer in the blank for number 9. For number 10, it says higher order thinking. Brian has a book. He reads 10 pages every day. Show how many pages Brian reads in 5 days. Use pictures, numbers, or words to solve. Everybody's work for number 10 may look a little bit different. I am going to write 5 days and then add. And you can solve whichever way you would like. I think I'm going to use mine like this. So he has 5 days, and every day he reads 10 pages. So I'm going to write 10 under each day, then add to solve. But you can show your work any way you would like. It tells us he reads 10 pages every day for 5 days. It wants us to show how many pages he would read at the end of it. Show your work in any way that you would like for number 10. And for number 11, it says assessment practice. Beth has 4 jars. Each jar has 10 bouncy balls in it. How many bouncy balls does Beth have in all? There are 4 jars that have 10 balls each. How many bouncy balls does Beth have in all? 4, 14, 40, or 50? Fill in the answer choice below for number 11. Once you have completed answering all of your questions, you are all done with your math lesson. We will be checking your answers during your math intervention time. Please be sure to have your math completed before then. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you later.